On day 4, we docked at Juneau, the capital of Alaska, and it is the third most populated city in Alaska with 33,000 residents. And it's an unusual capital because, like many things in Alaska, it can only be reached by air or by sea. It is by far the largest American capital city when considering land size, since it has a total of 3,255 square miles. It's a hiking paradise with over 130 miles of hiking trails. For those of you that know your American history, you know that it was not the original capital of Alaska. Instead, that was Sitka, and in 1906, the capital moved from Sitka to Juneau. And Juneau was founded on gold discoveries. The first major Alaskan gold discovery was made by Joe Juneau and Richard Harris, with a lot of help from natives who don't get any credit, of course, in 1880. A mining camp was formed and the town was named Harrisburg. Soon after that, the town changed its name to Rockwell to honor a local naval lieutenant commander, but in 1981, it was rechristened to Juneau. We were told that was because Joe Juneau bought everybody a round of drinks at the bar the night before, and yes, he bought their vote to change the name of the city to his last name, Juneau. 3 gold mines prospered in the area. The largest was the Alaska Juneau gold mine, which produced more than 80 million in gold before it was closed in 1944. The number 1 employer in Juneau is, of course, the government, and then it's followed by tourism. In fact, almost 1 million tourists come to Juneau every year. The majority of them by cruise ship, like me. A cruise ship offered a variety of excursions in Juneau. The most popular one was visiting the Mendenhall Glacier, and then whale watching, and then the Mount Roberts Tramway. The Mendenhall Glacier is located only 15 miles from Juneau and covers almost 37 square miles. Just be aware, though, that the actual glacier is a 1.5-mile hike from the visitor center. Prices for a glacier tour range from $479 via plane, $449 via helicopter, and $69 via bus. The Mount Roberts Tramway is conveniently located by the cruise docks. Passengers on the tram board 60 passenger cabins and ride 1,800 feet up to have a great view of Juneau. Tickets are $35 for unlimited rides per person. Since our cruise included going to the Glacier Bay area, we ruled out the Mendenhall Glacier, and paying $35 a person to ride tram seemed pretty expensive considering you don't get to ski back down, so we decided on whale watching. We actually booked through Viator, not the cruise line, since we used our Visa points to pay for the excursion. If we had to pay for the trip, it would have been about $140 a piece, and the cruise line whale watching similar excursion was slightly more. Juneau averages 220 days of rain per year with 90 inches of annual rainfall and melted snow. Juneau's driest months are April, May, and June, which was good news for us because we were there at the end of June. The wettest months are September and October, and Juneau averages about 100 inches of snow. We were lucky to visit Juneau on just an absolutely gorgeous sunny day, no clouds in the sky, and it reached 78 degrees, which was a heat wave for local residents. We thoroughly enjoyed our 3.5 tour on the bay. We were greeted by an eagle, and like Ketchikan, eagles are frequently seen in Juneau. About 20,000 bald eagles reside in Juneau. The captain and the naturalist Libby, who was on the boat, was very informative about local wildlife, and they threw in some corny jokes as well. Now, we were fortunate enough to see a mama whale with her calf, and we got to see some tail too. But let me tell you, it is really hard taking pictures with your camera when the boat's going up and down and you're trying to walk and trying to get it in and you don't have it on a tripod. Anyway, I got some very shaky video. We also saw a whole island there of sea lions who were just kind of sunning and enjoying the weather. Now, my husband was fascinated by the different color where the glacier water actually met the seawater. I don't know if you can see it as well here in that picture, but it was pretty amazing. We got dropped off downtown and my son was starving, so we walked down the main street. The Red Dog Saloon was really busy. We had heard Tracy's King Crab Shack had great crab legs. However, we still weren't acclimated to the Alaska's inflated prices of $26 for one crab leg. And you know, since crab season is actually in October, I'm sure these were frozen crab legs just like I could get at a restaurant back home. So we decided to pass on it, go back on the boat, and eat on the free buffet instead. But all in all, it was just a perfect day. Weather-wise, it was gorgeous, and the whale watching was amazing. I mean, we really, really had a nice time. But the weather was fantastic, and that kind of influences how you like where you are. I mean, if we were whale watching and it was really foggy or it was rainy, it wouldn't have nearly been such a great day. So we felt blessed by the weather. Next stop will be Skagway. This is Pepper Potpourri saying, please subscribe, share the knowledge, and I hope you get a chance to go on an Alaska cruise someday.